Hi, welcome to my intermediate and advanced core stabilization workout. I have an exercise resistance band that's medium resistance, but depending on where you attach it, it could be lighter or heavier. I'm going to tie it in a knot and attach it in my door here and close the door. You can use, tie it on a banister or a chair leg, but you're going to be lying down on the floor. So you'll either be on the floor or a foam roller is optional. This will be more challenging as this is going to be wobbly and unstable. You're going to need to be using more core and hip stabilization. So I tied this in a knot. I'm going to close it in a door. After I find a good spot to lie down on the ground, I'm going to lie down on my foam roller. So this is what you need to have set up. So again, if you don't have a door, a way to be able to hold on to two sides of the band like that. Okay, my feet are planted on the ground to start with. My knees are bent. I'm going to exhale as I zip up my lower abs, do a slight pelvic tilt, turn on my core. My elbows are straight up towards the ceiling. My arms are straight up towards the ceiling, and I'm going to pull the band down towards my side. So this is also really similar to a Pilates reformer workout. I love Pilates and I love the reformer. I don't often have time or the ability to get to a studio, so I make up my own Pilates workouts at home using very minimal equipment. I'm going to exhale every time I bring the bands down to my side. Inhale through my nose as I bring them back up to the ceiling. Every time I bring the band down to my side, I'm pulling my core a little bit tighter. As I bring the band back and the arms back overhead, I'm not letting my ribs flare, and I'm keeping my core pulled in tight both times as I bring the arms down and up. Okay, we're gonna add on here. We're going to pause. Really make sure your core is pulled in tight as you bring one leg up into a tabletop position, which is 90 degrees at the hip and the knee. I'm going to continue to bring both parts of the band down towards my sides. This is going to be more challenging as there's less surface area touching the ground and stabilizing you, and requiring more core stability, and then also my hip of the side that is still planted on the ground is also working. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to switch legs and continue. It's kind of nice. I'm next to a wall to stabilize if needed. Oftentimes we have a side that's a little bit harder. So you may find out which side that is, as you might lose your balance. But luckily we should all be close to the ground, whether you're on the ground or on a foam roller. You can always keep both legs on the ground as needed. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and tricep press here. So what I'm doing is I'm keeping my elbows next to my side, and I'm bending and straightening at the elbow, working the back of my upper arm, my triceps. My core, yes, so this does look more like an arm workout all of a sudden. My core is still working a lot, especially if you're on the foam roller. Just stay on the foam roller. I'm remembering to zip up from pubic bone to belly button. Do a slight pelvic tilt, flattening my back towards the foam roller as needed. 3, 2, 1. Again, we're gonna do this again. We never work just one muscle group, ever. 6, 5, 4. So your one leg is again in tabletop. 4, 3, 2 and 1, and we're going to switch again for 10. My problematic side here. 7, 6, 5, 4. Might mean my right hip so my right hip is the leg that's planted on the ground, might be a little weaker. 3, 2, and 1, and go ahead and rest. Okay, so next you're going to grab onto both straps of the band with both hands, okay? And you are going to press both the same time towards your belly button or the top of your thigh. So I'm going about halfway here because now I'm pulling both straps. There's a little more resistance, of course. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to lift one leg up into that tabletop position for 10. Now we're at 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to add the upper abs. I'm going to curl up. 8, 7, 6. Still thinking about my lower abs. 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm now going to pulse to the side of that knee, so getting into my obliques here on the same side that the leg is lifted. 7, 6, 5. I'm just holding my upper back and head up. I'm not pulsing. I'm pulsing at the arms here. 3, 2, and 1. You can lower everything down. Go ahead and lift everything up. That other leg. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now go to the outside of that leg that's lifted, rotating upwards and to the side, getting those side obliques. 7, 6, 5, 4, or side abs, which are your obliques. 3, 2, and 1. Good. So now we are going to go back and forth from those side obliques, alternating. Exhale. Every time you do it. 3, 2, 1, and 1. Good. Okay, a little challenge. We're going to now hold the band. So I do a little pull with both hands again, and I'm going to alternate the legs into that tabletop position. If you're on the foam roller, you're gonna be pretty unsteady at times, but it's a fun little challenge for that core. If it's too hard, just do one at a time lifting instead of the floating. Good, almost done. 4, 3, 2, and 1. I almost had it. All right. So next, I'm going to keep the band where it is, but I just changed the direction of my trunk. If you're not using the foam roller, or your trunk and the foam roller in proximity to the direction of the band. So I am perpendicular to the band. Now I'm going to pull the band with my elbows mostly straight, a little bit bent, kind of across my body without letting my trunk or anything else move. So I'm working my side abs more that are closest to the band. 4, 3, 2, a little bit of my other obliques too. I'm going to lift up the opposite leg, the leg that's furthest away from the band into that tabletop position and challenge that a little further. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to hold that pull with my arms, and I'm going to do a little knee bent fall out. So what I'm doing is I'm just opening my hip to the side of the leg that's lifted in that tabletop position, not going too far where I'm letting really anything move. So usually it's going to be a little baby amount of motion, especially if you're on that foam roller. 6, 5, 4. Now I'm feeling these abs a little bit more. Ooh, both sides of my obliques working good. I'm going to allow the band to relax towards the wall or the door where it's attached, and the knee to fall out, and then I'm going to pull everything in together. So the knee comes back to center and the arms come to center, and then everything pulls away, and then everything comes back to center. Everything pulls away from each other, knees away from hands. Hands and knee toward midline. Knee and hands away from midline. Knee and hands towards midline. Nothing ever really relaxes, because as your knee falls out, you're working those abs a lot, and as your arms pull in, you're working abs a lot. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Go ahead and relax that. All right, we're going to do one more here before we switch sides. Now we're still holding on to the band with 2 arms. We're going to bend the knee, curl up, rotate towards the side of the leg that's lifting, so getting a little bit more of those obliques of the leg that's lifting. So hands to knee again, but now we're doing the curl up. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so I had to go on the other side of my door. Normally where I do this, I don't have to do this, but in order to switch sides, I had to go on the other side. So now you need to switch so you can get the other side of your obliques working. We're going to have the elbows mostly straight, pulling on both straps of the band, pulling across our body. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're going to lift the opposite leg, or the same leg that you're pulling towards, the leg that's opposite of where the band is attached. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that pull so you have a little resistance on the band, and we're going to do that bent knee fall out. So your knee is falling towards the direction that you were pulling the band. 5. Little baby pulls as you stabilize all of this. 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and now bring everything is going to go into a little coordination. So knee and hands are going the opposite direction, and then they're both pulling towards midline. And then they're going away from each other, and then they're both going to go towards the midline here. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one, we're going to do that curl up. Just keep the knee in a regular tabletop. Curl up to the outside of that knee, getting more into the contraction of the obliques. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, hope you enjoyed.